everyone. All right, that's all the fiddling you're going to get for today. Welcome to the channel. I'm FiddlinJonny, and this is my fiddle channel, and of course, my magic review. And today we've got this super hot product called Super Cube by Takamiz. So that's what we're going to review today. If you're not familiar with that tune, that's an old Frank Sinatra, very swinging song called Take Me to the Moon. Normally I sit down when I do these tunes, but today I just felt like I needed to stand up and play and be able to move a little bit. Some songs just require that. All right, stick around and we're gonna get right into Super Cube and see if this is the right product for you. Hope everyone's doing okay. Welcome back to the channel. I am always grateful that you are here. If you're new here, I do magic reviews. I try to get up at least one of these a week, sometimes a little bit more, and really am committed. Excuse me, I get all choked up every time I talk about this. I really am committed to making sure that when you're thinking about purchasing magic products, that you have someone who's looked at the product, who's been doing magic forever, and can give you an honest opinion about it. So anyway, I'm FiddlinJonny, and you'll occasionally get some fiddle music as well in those intros. All right, Super Cube. Let's talk about Super Cube. Let me give a disclaimer. Out of all the reviews I've been doing so far, cube magic is something I never do. So I just understand that it is one of those types of effects I have avoided like the plague. So the review you're going to get today is from someone who has purchased their first cube for magic purposes. And so you might want to take everything I say with a grain of salt. You should know that going right into it. And I've avoided cube magic because it doesn't interest me, to be quite frank. I get the attraction, I understand it. I cannot personally, in terms of for my own performances when I'm working professionally, it just doesn't fit my character and is not something for me. But it helps if I hold it the correct way up too, doesn't it? But I know people are crazy for cube magic, so let me tell you a little bit about what it is. It's basically, it's a quick solve in that you're going to get your cube in this really cool box, and I have to admit it is a cool box. And you know, packaging's growing on me, but ultimately I care about what the effect is. It's a quick solve. So basically you're going to take a Rubik's Cube, and in a single move, boom, you're going to be able to solve the cube. Maybe I'll do performance at the very end of it, we'll see. But at any rate, or I'll put it on my social media over at Instagram. That's what it is. It's a quick solve. In a single move, a mixed up cube is solved. So let's talk about what you're going to get. You're going to get this box. You're going to get a streaming video, and that's 34 minutes long, and you're going to get this cube. And this is basically, it's a cube that can be handed out. At the end of your performance, it is a totally examinable cube, although slightly gimmicked. No one will ever notice what the gimmick is because you can't see the gimmick. It's not noticeable, and is totally able to hand this thing out. So that's good in that respect. You can't hand it out at the very beginning because you're basically presenting a mixed cube from the beginning. You do a quick solve, and then you could hand it out. You're also going to get a gimmick that comes with this gimmicked cube. And in fact, if I turn this thing around, you're actually looking at the gimmick. In fact, I will bring it close in so I'll give it a second here to focus in. I'm obviously not going to point out where the gimmick's at, but I want you to see that the gimmick is not at all noticeable on this cube. Like, I'm pretty confident you will not be able to see or notice the gimmick. So anyway, there you go. On that piece, it's a beautiful cube. It really is nice. But first of all, you get a great cube. You want to be able to know how to do the effects. So how are the instructions? So there's 34 minutes in length. half of it, or more than half of it, to be exact, 22 minutes of the instructions are in English, and then the other half is in Japanese. So, which is the remaining, what, about 12 minutes of it. So it's important for you to know that part of the instructions are in English, part of the instructions are in Japanese, and the instructions that are done in Japanese actually have a translator over the top of it. So you'll hear Takamiz speaking in Japanese, and then you'll hear the translator speaking in English. But to be honest, the part with Nick Lacapo at the very beginning, who does his instructions for me as an English speaker, I felt like were the best and where I got the most value. But it does tell you that since the instructions really are, what did I say, 22 minutes in English, so there's not a gob of instruction. You're going to get the quick solve in terms of how to solve this really quickly that involves a gimmick. And so and there's no sleight of hand here. You simply need to know what the moves are to be able to do this. From an instructional point of view, you get exactly what you need, but if you want strong routining and dialogue and all that stuff, you're not going to get that, which I think is fine. I think it's probably better that folks create their own pattern for an effect anyway. So let's see, what else should you know about this? There is it's multi-camera, so the shooting is great. It's good quality. It's done by Penguin Magic, so you know that their quality is always really great. You get a couple different sort of over the shoulder, straight on, good sound, all that sort of stuff. One thing that I would criticize about it is that there's only one routine that is taught, and really a full routine, and it involves 2 cubes, and one is gimmicked and one is not gimmicked. So, but you only get 1 cube in this routine. So it's not a major deal for me, but you should know that when you're going into it. And I guess what I'm saying here is that there's not a lot of routining. I think, well, we'll leave it at that for now. Let's talk about how is the gimmick. The gimmick's great. What's really nice about this Rubik's Cube is that it moves pretty darn quiet for you, so that it doesn't make a lot of sound. I think that's good. It's very fluid in how it moves, so I think that's really nice. And so it's a good quality cube. Feels like it will last for a long time and is quite usable and moves with ease. So that's good. The gimmick's great. The gimmick is going to last a long time. The additional gimmick that goes with this, good, solid, should last you close to a lifetime, or as long as the functionality of your cube. Let's talk a little bit about the skill level. It is beginner level because there's no real sleights in this. You just simply need to know how to move a Rubik's Cube. If you can move a Rubik's Cube, you can do this effect. I will add, however, that a lot of products that are advertised for beginner does not mean that it's not going to require some time and some practice. I'm a great example because this is my very first time picking up a Rubik's Cube and doing a Rubik's Cube effect. And I feel like, oh, okay, I get this, but you do have to sort of like be able to do some one-handed moves like this, and some of them, you know, are done as part of your pattern. You're essentially solving your cube as you're moving. It'll appear as if it's mixed up, and that just requires practice. And if I was great at it, I would show it to you right now, but I feel like I still need a little bit more practice before I would feel like it's right to be able to show it to somebody. So if you're brand new at Cube Magic, beginner level, but just anticipate you will have to practice, and it's not going to be like you pull it out of the box, you watch the instructions, and boom, you're going to be able to do it. Just getting sort of your movements down to get this off takes some practice. Let's talk about what are the pros of this. It's a great, good quality gimmick. The fact that it's coming from Takamiz is great. I mean, he's sort of considered the granddaddy of the Rubik's Cube magic movement. So you're getting an effect that comes from somebody who really does this and is a real worker in the field with it. It's also nice that the spectator can touch this and mix this up when it's all done. You cannot start this routine where you hand it to the participant and they mix it up for you. You're essentially going to pull it out with it showing it all mixed to begin with, but when you're done you can hand it to the person. It's a super quick visual change, which is really nice. I think that's good. It's easy to do. The nice thing is the gimmick is going to hide right in plain sight. No one's going to see it. I hope you, by showing that to you, was great. There's no sleights or big moves. There's one sleight, but it's hard to call it a sleight because it's so easy peasy that a beginner, if you've never done any magic trick and this is the first one you're starting with, you'll be able to do it literally within probably about a minute. I think this is probably a really good entry-level Rubik's Cube magic type of an effect. I can't imagine starting up at a higher level. To me, this seems really cool. When I do watch the Rubik's Cube magic, I do like the ones where, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, where the participant moves it and then the performer is able to show their mixed up cube matches the randomly mixed up cube of their participant. I think that's really cool looking. I don't have that effect, so I don't know how easy it is, but this is an easy, good starter one for somebody. So let's talk about what are the cons here, or what you really need to know if you're going to purchase this. And I've mentioned it all already. The spectator can't mix it up in advance. I also think that if you are a performer, like this is something that it's so quick and so fast and so visual, like you really have to figure out how you're moving this in and moving this out of a routine. For me, it feels like it's too flashy and too quick that it's great for freaking social media, really good. But if you're doing any sort of magic that it's so quick and fast that I would probably want to add another Rubik's Cube routine to this, which means I might end up buying another Rubik's Cube routine to sort of build that muscle for this. I think that's something you would need to know, or something to consider. There's slight angle issues in the final move, but I think they're inconsequential, that with simple movement and where you hold your hand, you're going to be fine. But you should be aware that there's a minor angle issue, and only for 2 seconds, to be honest. But you should be aware of this. So who's going to like this? I think anybody who does close-up magic, you're doing parlor magic, it's good. You're doing small stage work, it's great. I think if you're doing walk around and you're doing stuff with cubes, it's going to be really great. If you're doing bar magic, I think this is really great in a bar magic type of scenario. So it costs $39.95. To get a good quality Rubik's Cube, actually, that's probably not a bad price, on top of the fact that it's got a gimmick and it's slightly gimmicked. So those are two things that I think from a price point, it's reasonable. I don't think you're being sort of gouged here on this sort of an effect, but that's something you might want to consider in terms of, for a quick visual at $39.95 with a good solid cube. Is that the right thing for you? So, and that's $39.95 in United States dollars. All right, that's it from me, the guy who has just purchased his very first Rubik's Cube Magic, and I thought it's okay. I don't know if it'll end up in any of my professional stuff, but I'm going to continue to play around with it. I will add, like, this sort of thing, since I review products every single week, there are products that I can go, ugh, I'm just not a big fan of it, or I feel average about it. And then a month later, after having played with it more, had some scenarios where I performed it, and mostly sort of online stuff for friends, I start to get a better handle of some of them, and I start to like them a little bit more, and they grow on me. So maybe this one will grow on me in time. We'll see. So anyway, I appreciate you coming around and checking out these videos. Let me show you a couple quick things I'm going to do in the next week or two. I've got AdSense is coming up, which is a really cool effect. I think go look at the trailer and then come back and watch the when I have this posted. I've got another one called CBS by Paul Viegel. It's where, let's see if I can show the inside. It's some coins that we're going to be showing. And I've got one I'm pretty excited about by Luke Dancy. It's called Misprint 2.0, so I don't know if you're familiar with the first misprint, but those are some of the ones that I have coming up. So, which brings me to, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and subscribe. Then that way you know when I've uploaded a video, and you'll be notified so that you can do that. Also, it helps if you click the like button. I really appreciate that. So go ahead and do that right now. Thank you for hitting the like button, and leave comments. I love reading the comments. I love this community. Such wonderful, nice people. And if you haven't left a comment, go ahead and leave a comment for the first time. Just say hi and that you're watching. Much appreciated. All right, thanks for being here. I'm FiddlinJonny, and remember to keep fiddling around with your magic. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Okay, so you made it to the end of the video. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick demo of the Super Quick Cube by Takamiz, and you can see that I'm obviously very new at this sort of stuff, but just so you can see, basically the way it works, you give it a quick shake and you have an instantaneous solve of your Rubik's Cube. So I hope that's helpful in terms of what it looks like, and I hope you will keep watching these videos. Thanks, we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.